Hey gang, so this is just going to be a quick little rundown, a follow-up, if you will, to my previous Dumble pedal videos. What's the right Dumble pedal for you? It's the one that you can afford. It's the one that sounds best with your amp and the rest of your pedals. And it's the one that works for you for the type of music you're playing. Let's just get this straight, and many of you will know this, but some people don't because they argue over this online in forums endlessly. I don't take part in it because it's silly. Howard Dumble built every amp individually for each client and their particular needs. Every Dumble amp is different from the one before it and after it. He did that on purpose. So what you really need to ask yourself is, what are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to sound like Larry Carlton? Are you trying to sound like David Lindley? Are you trying to sound like Robben Ford? I mean, because all of these Dumble sounds are different. And again, what works in your music? What can you afford? What fits on your pedal board? I mean, my bandmate Gary, who you've seen on this channel, we've demoed dozens of Dumble pedals. He has the J-Rocket HRM, and I've tried to convince him recently to try some other ones, and he's come over and he's checked them out, and he's like, yeah, that one's really good, but he likes the HRM. It obviously works with his amp. You have to consider how it works with the rest of your pedal board, because pedals do have a sound in conjunction with each other. They just do. Like, some work, some don't, some work better, some work less. So that's what I want you all to think about is, you know, what you can afford. You know, is your sound a Dumble sound that Tanabe's Dumble pedals achieve, which are, you know, I like and I've recommended on this channel? Or is it the Free the Tone Overdrive land, which is a really purer sound, but can also get that sort of running on empty thing if you want? And I suppose it could get the Robben Ford thing if that's your bag. Or is it, you know, the Barber that I've recommended many times, that my friend Henry Kaiser, who's had 3 Dumbles, recommends, you know, the burn unit, the dual EQ burn unit, the one with the 2 switches. They don't make it anymore. But Barber has come out with a new Dumble Marshall Governor sort of dual pedal with a single switch. You got to flip the toggle switch at the top to get one or the other. But that one's pretty cool. So, like, how much room do you have on your board? You know, some of these Dumble pedals are like, you know, the footprint is kind of larger than a single footprint. But a lot of the single footprint ones are really good. So don't get hung up on what's the best one. There is no best one, I don't think. There's a few that I still like very, very, very much, but I'm a Lowell George, David Lindley kind of guy. And Lowell George and David Lindley's sounds are very different. Their Dumbles were very different. But I would like to get something of both of them in what I'm going for, if I can. But whatever you're going for, that's the first thing to consider. So consider your music, consider the space you have on your pedal board, the other pedals on your board, you know, how it sounds through your amp. I wouldn't recommend changing amps to find a different Dumble pedal, because every Dumble pedal I've ever played, and God, I don't even know how many, maybe I've played 100 by now. Like, seriously, they're all different too. They're all slightly different. So don't get hung up on that. Don't get trapped in these seemingly endless and needless discussions. It's kind of what's right for you and what you can afford. Do not spend more than you have to. I mean, when I bought the Barber Burn unit, I think I paid 120 bucks for it. And Henry thinks that it's now out of print, but the Tech 21 Comp Distortion gets the really overdriven sound of a Dumble really well, believe it or not. Their blonde pedal, which I think I bought for 85 bucks, is a good middle range Dumble sound. And Henry endorses that as well. Of course, it's not made anymore, so you'd have to get it used, and hopefully this video doesn't jack prices up if you can find them. But there are options. You don't have to spend $400 or $500 or more. I mean, Henry and I have tried a couple that were like in the $800 to $1,000 range, if not more. And I can't really say that they were better. They were good. They were definitely good. But better? I mean, what's better? Better is what you think is better. So again, that's it. I just wanted to follow up because I've gotten so many questions on those videos and so many experts telling me their opinions. And your opinions are valid. Cool. Whatever you believe, that's great. But just don't spend more money than you have available freely to use for the amount of pedal board space you have, the music you play, and your amp. Because if you bought 100 Dumble pedals, every one would sound different with your amp. And then you just have to find the one that works for you. But make an educated guess. Make an educated guess. Watch a ton of videos and talk to people. Ask them what amp they're using and how they feel from the ones they're using, what they're getting out of it, and try to narrow it down to the closest one for your style. And then also my last tip is buy new from a reputable company that has a generous return policy. I mean, because if you buy used, you're losing money every time you try to flip these things around, believe me. All right, so let me know if you have any more questions. I hope that's helpful. I'm just trying to save you some money. All right, take care.